So we will be moving on to the next speaker, Dr. Ashok Mittal. So we wish to hear and listen to Dr. Ashok Mittal, the Chancellor, the one who built this largest education empire, to give insights to the teacher, how the future of learning, future of education, the future is going to be for all of us, sir. Dr. Ashok Mittal, over to you, sir.
Good morning. First of all, I convey my thanks to ICT Academy that you are giving us such a wonderful opportunity, and especially to interact with the large gathering of 3,000 plus at the moment. Secondly, I heard Mr. Ranjan, Principal Secretary IT, Government of Telangana. I think whatever he has conveyed is perfectly all right, and I think everybody is following that, or everybody will have to follow that. Thank you very much, Mr. Ranjan. And I'm really happy that you are also Vice Chancellor of a university, and so you can understand all these things much better than anyone else. Regarding future of education or future of learning, in this post-COVID era or during COVID era, I think it's a matter of concern for all of us. 20th century was divided post-World War, pre-World War. I think similarly the 21st century will be divided pre-COVID, post-COVID. And right now we are passing through the war, that is through the COVID period. It is said whenever any problem comes, it comes with certain opportunities. This problem has occurred to us suddenly, but this sudden problem has created so many opportunities and opened so many new ways for all of us in the sector of learning, education, and of course in all other sectors. As far as education sector, as far as learning is concerned, I think it's a matter of pride for all Indians, students as well as Indian organizations, universities, colleges, that everybody has adapted to new technologies, online technologies very fast and very well. We have just completed our academic session. I think more than 1 month we spent through online mode, and I'm happy to share, and similarly I hear from others also, that it went very well. The students received it very well. The teachers did wonderful job. They changed themselves very fast and delivered education in the best possible way. And the delivery is almost as good as it happens in the classroom. I think I must convey congratulations to all teaching community of India, and more than that, all student community of India, that they have received so well and they have responded so well. Now comes the second challenge. I think teaching is almost over in all the university in this country and the college in this country. The second challenge comes about the exams. And when it comes to exam, I think I can divide in two categories. Number one, exams for the purpose of getting through the degrees or getting into the next year, and exams for the purpose of entering into a new program like the entrance test. I think first I'll talk about exams to clear the academic sessions or to clear your classes. We at LPU are now working on how to take the exams while students are at home. I think everybody also doing the same job. And fortunately, some of good companies in India and abroad have developed very good technologies. Not very good, very cost effective also. And we have tested those technologies, and we are now at the moment 99% sure that these technology will work better and we'll be able to take exams of our students while sitting at home. And I must appreciate in this regard the University Grant Commission and Ministry of Human Resource Development and our Honorable Minister Shri Ramesh Pokhriyal, that he launched massive initiative to make this happen. And very recently, a few days back, the guidelines have also been issued, advisories have also been issued, in which they have allowed universities and colleges to conduct examination through online mode when students are at home. I think I must convey my thanks to the government as well as the University Grant Commission and all the regulatory bodies. Now we are working on that, and I hope in a week's time we'll be able to conduct exams through online mode as per the students are concerned. Second part is examination for the entrance test. Again, the same technology, almost same technology will work with some changes, and we are again working on that technology, and in I think after 2 days we are going to conduct some entrance exam online and hope it will do well. So these kind of opportunities, I think we would not have used for next many years. This COVID has made us learn all these things so fast. So I feel when we think about this thing, a new form of education will emerge. That is online education, where students can study through online mode, students can take their exams through online mode, and they will get the degrees by the universities, which will be recognized by all regulatory bodies. And in this direction also, University Grant Commission, Ministry of Human Resource Development has done a wonderful job. They have issued guidelines a few months back, but now I understand they are further revising it to take care of all the problems which came across due to certain reasons. And hope these guidelines will be out very soon, and we'll be able to offer online degree in a big way to the entire community, which will be cost effective to students, which the reach will be excellent. It will go to each and every corner of this country where there are no colleges, where there are no schools, so which will give another boost to education, and definitely it will also increase gross enrollment ratio for higher education. And of course, almost I think it could lead to 100% ratio for the school education. With these things, I think another topic which was said to be the entrepreneurship and employment. Of course, with these things, these will also change the way the employments were offered by the corporates to the students of university colleges. It will change. Similarly, the entrepreneurship, way of entrepreneurship will also change. I think if we have time or I'm allowed by my anchor, so we can elaborate in detail that also. Thank you at the moment.
Yes, sir. Please go ahead, sir. You can take some more time, sir, if you think you can do it.
Thank you very much. Regarding first, I think I can talk about entrepreneurship. I think again, this post-COVID era will bring a lot of innovation in entrepreneurship, a lot of changes in entrepreneurship. Just a small example. Supposing some of us is running a small bakery shop or small kirana shop or some eating joints. I think this because of some problems now we have to adopt to technology, and means adoption of technology means we'll have to deliver certain things to our audience, to our customers, to their homes, and how to reach them, how to interact with them. Again, the small apps will help make a good connect between customer and between the small shop. Of course, there are apps which are being used by the big corporates like Flipkart or some other, but there is no, the apps are available, but it is not being used by a small vendor, by a small shopkeeper to cater to his audience or his customers. I think because of these things, they will adapt to these kind of things. Or their next generation, when they come out from their colleges, they join that business, or earlier they were reluctant to join that business. They will use this technology and will be happy to join the business of their parents, maybe a small kirana shop, maybe a small sweet shop, and they can make it succeed. And new with the help of these new technologies and new ways. Similarly, when it comes to job sector, of course, because of the COVID, the job pattern will change, the job requirements will change. Similarly, we as an educational organization or university have to teach students accordingly. We'll have to make them, of course, job ready, and for that we'll have to make major changes in our curricula. Not only changes, we'll have to bring a major change in delivery, how to deliver the curricula, and major changes how to evaluate the student, how to evaluate the competence of the students, so that they can face the industry, or they can clear, or they can crack the test or interviews by the corporates or by the different sectors. And of course, we are doing at our own level, and everybody must be doing. And without going into much detail at the moment, again, this is bringing a big opportunity to all educational organizations, schools, colleges, universities, to adopt technologies in a big way and teach technologies in a big way, which has also been elaborated by my colleague Shri Ranjan ji. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Thank you. Thank you for your wonderful insights that you gave us, to the educators. I will just ask you only one question, on behalf of educator. Do you think post-COVID, the role of teachers will change, sir? The role of teachers will go down?
I think the role of teacher has already been changed in last 1 year. And as I told in the beginning, that the entire teaching community of this country has adapted it so fast, and it is so soothing and exciting to know. And of course, because it came sudden, they were not even trained properly because of the shortage of time. But even then, they handled it so nicely. It gives me deep satisfaction, strong satisfaction that if we guide them well, means our system, our training processes, guide our teachers well, they will bring a massive change in this country.
Excellent, sir. Excellent, excellent. I think that's the inspiring or positive message our educators are getting today. Because when many people are worried whether their roles are changing, whether people are going to go into digital, so that their importance will go down. So that kind of worry was there in some of the teachers. I'm sure you have made it. You have said it is not like that.
I think I can comment it further. I think no teacher should need to worry. Only one thing, I think our teaching community is very flexible always. The only one thing that they should adopt technology fast. They already proved it. I think we need not guide them or tell them or no to. They already proved it. They already adopted it so nicely and delivered it also.
Yes.
So they will learn new things, and we as an organization, as a university college, also learn new things. We'll also evolve ourselves to future challenge, and I think it's better. We'll adopt ourselves so fast that we can face any challenge in future.
Okay. Thank you, sir. Thanks a lot for your inspiring message. I am sure now listening to you is listening to a large institution. When you are telling something, it is like, that's the input for the entire nation. So thank you very much for being with us and guiding our educators from across India. We were very privileged to have you at this Sky Campus today, sir.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
Thanks a lot, sir. Thank you very much once again. Thank you, sir. Thank you.